I'm working on a 2D Souls-like game called The Descent, and last October I released a really short alpha to the public. We got the results, so in this devlog we'll be responding to those critiques, adding 3 new weapons, and introducing an important new character. On my birthday in October, I released an early alpha to the public. A few people played it, our Playtesters, Dead Dark, and Ricepuff. Overall, the response was pretty positive, but as expected, the game wasn't perfect. I won't go super in depth on their individual critiques, but the biggest takeaways for now are melee feeling very slow, which is a problem since the only weapon we have right now is literally called the Quick Blade. Boss tells are not very good. The melee counter is very tough to time. Boss attacks aren't really able to be countered, which was planned to be possible but apparently isn't working in alpha. The boss doesn't have a close range attack option. The player randomly becoming invincible after parrying while standing still, and the player getting hit right after a parry. And I don't know how those last two glitches keep happening at the same time. It's weird. Not gonna lie, Ricepuff went ham on the critiques and notes. He's the go for real. Most of these critiques I fixed pretty easily. I sped up the animations for the melee attack, I added shadows for drop attack from the boss, I fixed countering the boss's rolling attacks, the boss now has a roar attack for close combat, the player no longer becomes invincible after parrying while standing still, and the player no longer gets hit right after a parry. I think. I wasn't able to recreate the last 2 bugs after finagling with the code for a bit, so hopefully they're gone. Thank you to all the playtesters for your time. You are all very poggers, and I will force you to playtest again in the future. Now that the critiques are all taken care of, it's time to get rid of these boring and bland rooms and actually design rooms how I want them to be in-game. I drew up some plans on graph paper along with plans for other things that I won't show right now. This first area is called Initial Descent and keeps with the visual aesthetic we've seen in the game so far. Of course, we're going to add more decorations to this area at a different time, like maybe a few more trees, some fauna, but right now we just have like the general map layout and just a few rooms with a few trees. So yeah, moving on. The title and thumbnail may have had you slightly excited about something. Is there going to be a JoJo's reference somewhere in here? Well, yes and no. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to your Orientation and Resource Assistant, or Aura for short. Aura is an AI that will help guide you through the game. Think of her purpose as Millennia from Elden Ring, or Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. This marks a pretty big shift in tone for Descent from what I planned originally. You see, my original goal was to have as little text as possible, keeping everything discoverable through visuals and environmental storytelling. While I do want to focus on showing rather than telling the player, I can't deny that the Descent is gradually getting more complex gameplay-wise. To make sure the player always has any information they need, I figured having some sort of guide would work very well, and that's how I came up with Aura. And of course, JoJo reference. Right now, she's just a pretty face, but pretty soon we'll write her some dialogue and start implementing her into the UI properly. Now, I asked you guys in the community poll a while ago, what weapon you guys would like to see next in the game? And you guys answered, so here they are. Firstly, the Hollow Hammer. This beefy boy does some pretty good initial damage. It takes longer to swing, but if it connects, whatever you're fighting will be dead. And honestly, I just love the animation that comes with it. I think I went pretty ham. Tell me what y'all think down below. I think I did pretty good. Next, the Katana. This katana strikes fairly quickly, but takes longer to strike, again. Longer than the Quick Blade, at least. That said, its reach is far greater, being the widest reaching melee weapon so far. Very good for outspacing opponents. Lastly, the Parry Dagger. This short range dagger isn't very special at first glance, but if you attack with it and it makes contact with the enemy attack, it can stumble the enemy, as well as redirect projectiles to the nearest enemy. Now you may be thinking, doesn't the Quick Blade weapon you already made do a counterattack? That very question leads us into the last segment of this devlog. I changed the combat yet again. Though this one wasn't a full rework. Also, somewhere along these lines of changing either the combat or maybe like with the new weapons, I accidentally broke the Darkling's AI. I was gonna fix it, but then I decided to save that for the next devlog since this one's already packed. I wanted to get it out, and I plan on revamping the Darkling a little bit. And yeah, I think that's finally it. Moving forward, I think the next few devlogs will probably be this long and with long gaps in between videos, just so I can make sure I have something cool to show. I do want to do more game development focused videos, so let me know what you guys would be interested in seeing. As far as the Descent is concerned, I'm going to design a few set pieces and start adding lore. The sooner we get this fourth world up and running, the sooner I can release another fully built out demo, and the sooner I can get even more feedback. That said, if you would like to play this current version of the demo, there's going to be a link down below to the itch.io and you can play it right now. And there will be a Google form after defeating the first boss. And please fill that out and give me all the information you can. Don't hold back. Go ham, please. The more feedback, the better. And if you have any feedback just from the video, drop it down below in the comments. Any idea that you have for the game is also greatly appreciated. And I don't shout it out enough, so join the Discord too. We're always up to shenanigans, and I drop way more frequent updates there. I'll see you guys next time. Nerd on.